Coming up on Mountain News this morning, parts of our region continue to deal with cleaning up damage after strong storms blew through the area. And a nonprofit in Laurel County is stopping its services after nearly 4 decades of helping families across the region.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning. The time is 5:33 on this Tuesday morning. I'm Keaton Hall. And Brandon, it was a little chilly this morning, and is it still kind of chilly out there? I imagine it is.
Yeah, it is. It's not really got a chance to warm up just yet. I think it will warm up once the sun comes out, but this morning so far, not a whole lot of action just yet. A little bit of fog out there too, kind of hindering our development there when it comes to warmth. Let's take a look at I-75 at London. A little bit foggy down that way as well. We're going to continue to watch some light traffic down there, I-75 corridor. Speaking of that, 47 there in Irvin. It's not quite on I-75, but it's kind of in line with the corridor. 52 London Corbin Airport in London, and we look at the 50-degree reading there, Williamsburg. Expect them to drop into the upper 40s here pretty soon. 52 Jacksboro down in parts of East Tennessee there. So heading up to the I-64 corridor, we've got 50 in Moorhead, 52 in Ashland, central parts of the region, 52 Hazard, Jackson, 49 in Clintwood, and some 50s there, mid-50s in Prestonsburg, Pikeville, Grundy, and Logan. Statewide, region-wide, 58 Louisville, one of the warmest spots in the region. No, actually, take that back. 59 in Knoxville is one of the warmest spots in the region, and we see a 52 out in Owensboro, 50 across the river in Cincinnati. Day planner for today, mix of sun and clouds, and temperatures will go up into the upper 70s. A stray chance for a passing shower can't be ruled out, but I think most of us stay dry. Keaton?
Looks like a good day to get outside. Thanks, Brandon. Strong storms blew through parts of southern Kentucky on Sunday. The winds knocked down trees, caused some problems with hail, and left some without power in parts of Pulaski County. WYMT's Phil Pendleton talked with several people who dealt with the severe weather and are now left to clean up the damage.
Trees fell on several homes in Pulaski County Sunday, and Monday was a big cleanup day.
I mean, we got a lot of damage. We got roof damage, our patio's damaged, our vehicles are damaged from the hail.
Hail damaged part of her car, and on Lake Point Drive, it riddled the side of this house. People say the sight and sound of the system that spawned it was simply scary.
A train or something just coming down the road. It was horrible.
But local emergency management officials say this was not a tornado, but strong winds did take down numerous tree limbs all along Patterson Branch Road.
We were watching out the window, and then all of a sudden we hear this really loud, and it was just black. You couldn't see anything out the windows whatsoever.
People who live in this area say this was something like they have never experienced. They say they have lived in this area for decades and never had anything quite like this happen to this area. Okay. Many took to the basements or other safe zones.
But it was really, really bad. I never saw that in my life, ever.
Yes, I'm very overwhelmed, as you can tell. I didn't sleep much last night.
The storm did cause some minor flooding and left some without power. In Pulaski County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Pulaski County emergency officials say no injuries were reported from the storm. A new book looks at the effect the pandemic had on healthcare workers in Appalachia. Masks, Misinformation, and Making Do is a collection of entries written by healthcare workers in the mountains about their experience in the pandemic. The book's editor, Dr. Wendy Welch, says she wants to help shine a light on the underappreciated effort of our frontline workers.
I don't think there's enough credit for the healthcare workers for the horror and the sadness they put up with while they were putting up with the terrible conditions, particularly early on, of not having enough protective equipment, not having enough ventilators, not knowing what was going to happen next because nobody knew when the vaccine was coming.
The book was recently made free to read by its publisher, Ohio University Press. For nearly 40 years, a nonprofit in London helped many children and families across the region, but now it's stopping its services. WYMT's RJ Johnson has more.
What started out as a way to honor a deceased loved one, Scott Rose, turned into almost 4 decades of helping families of kids with disabilities. Lawrence Kuhl spent time as the treasurer of the Scott Rose Foundation, and he says their purpose has always been to help those that cannot help themselves.
And of course, the purpose was to try to get applications from individuals and families that tried to get help for their handicapped, mentally or physically disadvantaged kids and couldn't get help.
But now, the board of directors for the foundation have decided to stop operating nearly 40 years after it started.
We are not having the activity that we used to have. So we decided that we would go ahead and terminate the foundation and try to do something here permanently that would be everlasting.
With many members of the board no longer living in the area and other concerns, they decided to have their send-off opening the Scott Rose Foundation Playground and Musical Park. Kuhl says this will serve as a constant reminder for why it is there.
So this is a living spirit continually for these people that moves into the county and don't know, or either visit here as a tourist that don't know about Scott Rose.
He says it is not about the praise, but knowing he did all he could to make the community better.
And it's very rewarding to me and to all the board members. We don't want the glory or the praise for it. We just get the satisfaction of knowing that we've helped families that needed help in time of need.
With a legacy lasting a lifetime, Cole says the foundation will live on forever. In London, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Kuhl says this would not be possible without all of the people that he's met or helped during the last couple decades. A recent state champion in baseball is soon to be sharing his voice at the State Board of Education. RJ Osborne of Whitley County received a call last month from the Department of Education and was officially announced to be the next student representative last Tuesday. Osborne says he's excited for the opportunity and believes it gives him a chance to improve his school.
Well, I think that it gives me an opportunity to help my school become better, and the things that I've been part of FFA, been a part of baseball, and helping the different types of students that I've been with, and I think that's a great opportunity for me.
Osborne says he is most looking forward to seeing how things are taken care of from the state level. College championship teams from several sports and levels of play were honored at the White House yesterday. That included the national champion Transylvania University women's basketball team. WYMT Washington News Bureau correspondent Brendan Cullerton was there.
The White House welcomed 47 teams representing 19 sports and 3 NCAA divisions to the newly created College Athlete Day.
Congratulations to the over 1,000 student athletes here for this first of its kind event at the White House.
Those 1,000 student athletes say the experience at the White House was difficult to put into words.
It's amazing to be here. Not many people get to come to the White House, so just being here is like once in a lifetime opportunity almost.
NCAA President Charlie Baker says only champions were able to visit the White House, but those champions represent everything good about college sports.
You all made it to what we might call the top of the pile. But you represent 500,000 collegiate athletes who are part of this wonderful, beautiful thing called sports.
President Joe Biden had to miss the first annual College Athlete Day due to a root canal procedure. In Washington, I'm Brendan Cullerton.
Coming up, fans of the show Blue Bloods mourn the loss of one of its stars as they reflect on his elaborate career.
And while it might be a bit chilly this morning, the sunshine will warm us up a little bit later this afternoon. I'll have the latest forecast in about 3 minutes.